Works without interruption. Feels weird being back. There we go. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Ackle here, and welcome back to each of one of you, of course. Coming to you live from Cape Town, the first ever stream in Cape Town. Very excited to be here. Very excited to be here. Hold up, let's just see if I can't make this a little bit. There we go. That should be better. All right, we are very early today, just FYI. Very early. Normally, I'm live about 3 hours from now, but, you know, I've been awake. I've been sort of chilling, not much to do. So I thought, fuck it, we'll just go live earlier, see how it goes. We've been going live earlier and earlier, ever since, like, the last few weeks in Pretoria. And now that I'm in Cape Town, I wake up, like, 7 in the morning. So then, by this time, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. So, may as well go live and see how it goes, you know? We'll see. I don't know what the light is like. I don't know what the quality of the video is like. I don't know any of those things. I can see on my side, but I don't know how it's coming through on your side. Hopefully it comes through just fine. I am going to buy a bunch of new shit anyways, because why not? I have to buy a bunch of new shit. I don't think the mic is working currently as it should. It's probably picking up a hell of a lot more reverb than is essentially required or needed. Luna, how you doing? Lunari, I am happy to be back. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the welcome back. Jury Cover, how you doing, bro? It's been awful with the data mining. You have no idea. We'll see. I've not really spent much time looking at WoW. I've been so busy setting up my life again. You know, setting my home up, the studio. So it's been. Linley, how you doing? It's been rough, to say the very least. So I haven't really looked yet at anything coming out of World of Warcraft or even gaming in general. I last night, after everything was set up, I think I played like 2 hours of games, and then I went back to work. Dilipos, how you doing, brother? So yeah, it's been a crazy fucking time. I've been here for less than a week. I've been to the beach every single night. Today will probably be the first time that I don't go to the beach. We'll see how well the stream does and how tired I am towards the end of it. Tell me how you doing, brother. I'm very happy to be back, by the way. Very happy to be back. Glad to be here with all of you in Cape Town now. So we'll see how things go. Hopefully it goes well, you know. Guess what? I'm level 45 now in Final Fantasy. Jesus, dude, you're going slower than me. You're going slower than me. I'm so used to looking at the camera there. Every single fucking time I want to look there. Sorry about that, if I'm still not used to where the camera is exactly. Can you guys, is the quality of the video fine, at the very least? Because I genuinely have no idea. I have no idea what the quality is like. I have no idea what you guys can see on your end. I tried to get it as good as it was back home, but obviously new things have been added, you know? You now have 2 windows at the back that is open, and obviously that's going to be a whole new thing. Camera's a bit high. I can't really put it lower, you know, because it's literally right just behind my screen. I can't put it lower. That's like literally the lowest that it can go. I'm gonna change a bunch of things anyways. I've sort of been thinking about I'm going to buy a new camera, going to buy a new mic. Britannic, how you doing, bro? It's a nice touch. What is nice is the wind blowing through the room. Zakimi, how you doing? I'm not trying to push. That's how you should be doing it, bro. That's how you should be doing it, King Julian. I'm still going to give you shit because everyone keeps giving me shit for going too slow. So I'm just going to pass that shit on, right? But you should be going slow. You should be doing everything at your own fucking pace. Don't even worry about when people tell you, oh my god, you're slow. Screw you, bro. I'm playing my fucking video game, you know? No, I've been, Jesus, dude, I've been so busy. Just setting everything up, getting myself acquainted with the place. It's so different from where I used to live. Like there's a true holiday vibe here, you know. People seem to act as if they're on holiday consistently. And I'm not used to that, you know. I come from the city where everything's rushed. You have to get your shit done as soon as possible. So it's kind of weird to be here, where everyone drives slow. No one is in a rush to get fucking anywhere. It's sort of weird. 10 deeps, motherfucker. Thank you very much for the sub, dude. Really appreciate that. 11 months in a row. Thank you. Mr. Smokin', yes, we are very early today. I recognize that, and I realized that. But I was bored. I didn't know what else to do. I woke up way too early. Well, I say way too early. I woke up when I wake up now, which is like 7 a.m. And then I did a bunch of stuff. I got my vape fixed because I broke the tank on my vape. So I got that fixed. And then I sat here and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I could go to the beach, but then I'm going to be on the clock because I have to be back to stream at 2. And I thought, fuck it. I'll just go live, you know? We'll just see how it goes. Midkoto, how you doing, brother? Dude, without the morning Twitch streams, my routine has been all fucked up. Bro, I'm back. I'm back. That's all I can promise you guys. We're back. Bigger than fucking ever. I have so many plans for the fucking stream and the channel and shit. You have no idea. Like, there's so many things that I want to do being here. So we're back, at least until something breaks, right? Which hopefully doesn't happen. You're like, thank you. I really appreciate that. I just threw shit together there just so that it wasn't just an empty bookshelf. Because I had to sell, this was the saddest bit, like just bear with me here. I had to sell all of my fucking World of Warcraft books because there was no space for them. Like, no space. So I have to start from scratch buying all of the WoW books. I got a good deal on it though. Like for some of the books, I got more than what I paid for it. So bargain. I'm just gonna buy the books again, you know. But I have to start from scratch with all of that shit, which is so annoying. But at the same time, you know, I knew that I was gonna have to lose a bunch of stuff. The posters, for example, I had to sell. The sound panels, I had to sell. Basically, I had to get rid of everything that couldn't fit in 2 cars. But I've got it all on tape. Like I've got the footage for everything. Get your hustle on, hey bro. We're going places. Don't worry about it. We're going places. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, how have you guys been since I've been gone? I'm not worried. How long it takes because I know I will finish Realm Reborn and eventually get to Heaven's Ward. King Julian, the thing is, so I think if you rush Final Fantasy, you do yourself an incredible disservice, right? I genuinely believe that. I think the people who try to rush to Endgame miss so much of what makes that game amazing. I wouldn't do it. I think it's a waste of time. Anything more happen? Mrs. Smokin, how did they shit the bed now? What did they do now that sort of could be deemed shitting the bed? Pikarku, how you doing? Welcome back. Akalon in the new house. Rensky, how you doing, brother? Oh yeah, we're back. Cape Town, baby, let's go. Let's go. Bro, this place is gorgeous. This fucking place. If you're not following me already on Instagram, you should. I've been taking a crap ton of pictures of Cape Town and just the places we go, going to the beach every single evening just to unwind, you know. And what's nice is like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, it's still light out. So you go to the beach and you actually get this really nice fucking like sundown effect at 8 o'clock, which is so fucking cool. Transfers allowed to some? What do you mean, Jerry Cover? Really want to visit Cape Town? It is on the list for someday. Tim, I would say definitely worth visiting. Definitely worth. So the beach picture you posted looked fucking incredible. Oh yeah. I bet it's beautiful there. It is amazing here. I mean, the prison vibes, that's South Africa, right? There's bars on every single window. I wouldn't take this house if there weren't bars. That's like one of the things you ask a realtor. Chance, how you doing, brother? You ask a realtor immediately. Hey, is there bars? Is there like security gating in front of the house? If they say no, you go, fine, I'll take something else, thanks. Not living there. Because then you're living on a fucking prayer. No one in South Africa lives without bars in front of the window. Are you going to play Final Fantasy today? Maybe. We'll see how I feel, right? Just got back, first stream back. Want to hang out, want to talk to people, want to catch up with all of you. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel. If we get to, like, if we're talked out, if I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I have fuck all more to say, then yeah, we'll play some Final Fantasy. If not, then we'll just keep chatting. This video in South Africa made me apprehensive about visiting, but seeing your pictures makes me want to go. Serpentas. What did they say about the video, Ramsky? Oh, about South Africa. Oh, I'm smoking. Yeah, I saw that. Beach OnlyFans content? No, be careful. That will not happen. 9.2 hit the PTR echo. Oh, wow. I know I was MIA quite a while, but new house again. Hello, everyone. Drillman, how you doing, brother? Not just new house, new city. New city. We're about 2,000 kilometers away from where we used to be. So, yeah. Actually, no, not 2,000. I'm lying. We're about... I don't know, actually. It's more than 1,000. It's almost 1,500 kilometers from where we used to be. While they've been gone. Yeah, I saw 9.2 hit the PTR. I just opened Wowhead before we went live. Got a couple of stories there that I sort of want to go through, sort of want to talk about. So I've done a little bit of research just before we went live. Of course, I'm not completely fucking moronic. I kind of prepared for the stream, but yeah, I've not followed closely what happened with Blizzard. I know the Sylvanas controversy that's happened, so I'm well aware of everything that's going on with Sylvanas. I know that they've basically confirmed now that Zaval is getting defeated at the end of this expansion, which of course just further strengthens my point that Steve Denuser doesn't know what the fuck he's doing and should not be working at Blizzard anymore. The dude literally should never be the lead narrative director for any game because he doesn't know how to direct fuck all. So yeah, I've seen things that have made me angry. Don't get me wrong. It's not like people didn't DM me a lot, right? As soon as something happened, I got like 5 or 6 DMs from people saying, hey, bro, did you see this? The problem is I was on the road. I was busy. So I'd usually just go, no, I haven't, but thanks for sharing. I'll check it out as soon as I can. Malifia, how you doing? Serpentas is a famous South African that used to make vlogs in China. Ah, that's how I know the name. Said he gave up on the country and moved to China. I'm surprised you haven't heard of him. He's the biggest South African YouTuber, I believe. 1 million subs. Yeah, probably biggest individual. There's bands and stuff in South Africa that have far more than 1 million subs, obviously. But I would say that I wouldn't count Serpentas as a South African YouTuber at all, because I believe he moved from China to the US, actually. So I wouldn't count him as South African anymore. I'll say, so the thing with South Africa, right? Nirathal, how you doing? The thing with South Africa that you have to know if ever you decide... let's say you decide to visit South Africa, yeah? Now, you're going to hear millions of stories about South Africa from people telling you, oh my God, it's so dangerous, it's so unsafe, you could die at any moment in time. And whilst all of those things are true, I would say that it's fairly similar to going to New York City, for example, right? I would say that it's similar in terms of safety to New York City. It's got a lot of crime. Of course, it has a lot of crime, right? South Africa is sort of considered to be one of the crime capitals of the world. But a lot of that crime is extremely localized. Yeah? It's extremely localized to very specific areas. So if you, for example, don't know where you're going, or you're not coming with a tour group, or you're not coming and you meet someone here. So let's say one of you said, hey, bro, coming down to Cape Town, want to meet up for a drink. I'd be like, yeah, sure. I'll show you around. Why? Because I kind of know where to go and where not to go, right? Like I can tell you just by looking at a place, yeah, we should not be here. This is not a good place to be. But if you're just gonna like fucking walk around willy-nilly, wander into gang areas, then yeah, you're a moron and you're asking to get killed. So I would say for the most part, South Africa, so for example, where I live now, based on everyone that I've spoken to, it's incredibly safe. I'll tell you this much, right? We drive to the beach every evening around 8 o'clock. There's people walking on the road, like just walking. Just wandering to a restaurant or wandering to the beach. You get to the beach, there's people walking around, there's couples sitting fucking kissing with the sun going down. People are on the streets in the restaurants. It's sort of like it doesn't feel like a South African city. You know, when I was in Pretoria, you couldn't do that. In Pretoria, when it starts to get late, as soon as it starts to get dark, the streets are empty. No one goes outside because no matter where you are in Pretoria, it's not that safe. Now, living in Cape Town, where the DA is in control, the police are incredibly visible. Like, you see the police constantly. It was actually one of the things we were warned about first. Before anything else, the people said, beware of the police here. Don't break the rules. If you drive, stick to the speed limit. They will catch you if you go over. If you're going to break the law, they will catch you. They're, like, it's just guaranteed. The police are everywhere. They have cameras everywhere. So they're quite, I'd say, proactive in this area. But then you could go to Mitchell's Plain, for example, and it is one of the most dangerous places in the world, right? Gangs control there. The police doesn't even go into Mitchell's Plain because it's so fucking dangerous. So it really depends on where you are. But I would say for anyone, can I ask anyone in chat, how many people are sort of interested in one day visiting South Africa? Remsky, no. The looting that broke out was stopped before it even reached Cape Town. All right, so there's a few of you that would love to come to Cape Town. Okay, so, to South Africa. I'll tell you this much. I would say South Africa is most likely, if not one of, if not the, then one of the most beautiful countries in the world. I mean, the scenery is absolutely incredible. Right, it's absolutely incredible. We spent day before yesterday, we drove up the mountain. So we drove out to Gordons Bay, and then there's this mountain path that you take. It literally just snakes up the mountain, and it actually goes to the water plant. There's like a hydroelectricity water plant that they run there. But you can drive up this, and then there's these little places you can pull over, and you stand on top of the mountain, and you look out over the entirety of False Bay. Let me see if I can find those pictures for you. I don't know if I have those pictures on Instagram. I may, but I think if I don't have them on Instagram, I almost guaranteed have them on Twitter. All right, so this was one of the pictures I took. Let me show you guys this. So this was one of the pictures I took. That's False Bay, by the way. This entire area is called Gordons Bay, right? And this bay area is called False Bay. And so we were heading up the fucking mountain here. I think this was like halfway up the mountain. So we weren't even like way up on the mountain. This was like halfway. And then let me see if I can find the other... Oh, I want to show you guys this. This was incredible. Look at this quickly. This was absolutely fucking incredible. The guy built this. No. Here we go. All right, the guy fucking built this, right, with sand. Look at that. It's like people who built this and then people can tip them, right? So they build it really for foreigners. Foreigners walk past, they see these sand castles and they're like, oh my God. And then they pay them for the sand castles that they make. But the whole beach at night is littered with these things, like these sand castles that they build. And we happened upon this one, I think, Saturday evening. We happened upon this one that the guy had fucking built. Which is, think of the detail, bro. This is a sand castle. Like, it's insane. I was just standing there. I was like, what the fuck? It must have taken this guy the whole fucking day to do this, you know? So really cool. Let me see if I can find the proper pictures quickly. I could find them if I open WhatsApp, but I don't want to open WhatsApp. That's a lot of work. I think I shared it on... Did I share it on Twitter? No, I didn't share it on Twitter. Where did I share it again? I think YouTube, actually. I think I shared it on... Yeah, I did share it on YouTube. Fuck it. Hold up. I've got it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, so... This was late at night. Pringles, how you doing? Arcanox, how you doing, brother? Cesius, how you doing, brother? So this was one of the pictures we took. This is on the Strand, right? So on Strand Beach, near my house. It's like 5 minutes from my fucking house. If you walk, it's like 10 minutes from my house. But this was sort of late at night already. Yeah, Cesius, started very early today. This is the sunset from my house. So I literally I saw this and I was like, holy fuck, that's a lot of red. And it's literally like that all the way through. It's not even just in the distance where you see that sort of red hue. It's literally the whole fucking, like, the sky turns completely red, which is insane. But then this is False Bay. That's False Bay, if you can see here. So you see, that's Gordon's Bay, and then it goes all the way around. It circles all the way around. It's like fucking, we are on this side. We're on this side of it. There you can see a bigger picture of it. By the way, you see that in the distance? Like, if you look all the way in the distance there, that's all vineyards. Like, that's all the green sort of landscape there. It's all fucking wine vineyards. German word for beach, and it's written the same too. Lunari, literally, strand is the Afrikaans word for beach. Strand. Draconian, it's windy the whole fucking time here. It's windy the whole time. Okay, so we're on the beach, yeah? This was like Friday, we're on the beach, yeah? It's late in the afternoon. It's like 6 o'clock, 6:30. We're on the beach, yeah? The wind wants to knock me over. Bro, I'm not a small guy, right? I'm a big guy. And as the wind blows, I have to physically lean back into the wind. Because if I don't, I'm just gonna fucking get pushed over. The wind is incredible here. It's constant. CDJ, thank you for what's up, dude. Really appreciate that. 27 months in a row. Thank you. Brigance, you understand Dutch, right? Neo, yes. Some Dutch. There are places I can't fucking understand. A family in Blauberg. So the interesting thing is, when you go to Cape Town, it can get really fucking hot. Blauberg is sort of on the other side of Cape Town to where we are, right? But from what we've been able to tell so far in Somerset Strand. So, by the way, this entire area here, it's Gordon's Bay, Somerset, and then Strand. Gordon's Bay, Strand, Somerset. They're sort of like three little towns that's literally one. It's just one fucking town now. And all of them linked to Stellenbosch, and all of that links to Cape Town. So they're basically like one place at this point. But Cape Town gets really hot, whereas the Strand, literally since we've been here, what's the temperature at? out now. Let me see. So right now the temperature is. Well, it's just updating here. Moved to the new place. Machindo, yes. 24 degrees. It is currently 24 degrees Celsius. And the wind is relentless. I'm sitting here, no air conditioning, nothing, and I'm not hot whatsoever. It's just the wind is so fucking cold as it comes through, and every evening you put on a jacket. Like every single fucking evening you have to put on a jacket because that wind blowing over the ocean gets insane. Like it gets really fucking chilly quick. Man's not hot. Nope. You gotta go down wine routes in Stellenbosch if you have never been. Draconian, that's all on the cards. That is all on the cards. Every Saturday, I'm taking my camera. So I have my GoPro is obviously on there. I bought this GoPro selfie stick. I've got a GoPro fucking headgear thing with a GoPro attached to it. I've got extra batteries. I've got everything, dude. I've been taking so many vlogs. I've been making so many vlogs. If you are a patron, by the way, you'll be getting the first vlog probably tonight somewhere. You'll be getting the first vlog that I made going back home. And then Alex will start working on the vlog with the drive down and everything. It's been insane. Oh yeah, Remsky, the idea that I have for the vlogs is to show my life in Cape Town. Everything I do. There's sort of weird things that I can't show. So for example, going to the mall, I was asked to put the camera down because South Africa has a new law. It's called the Poppy Act. And it basically makes it illegal to film someone without their permission. Right? So even if they're just in the back of the video, if they want to, they could sue you, right? If you put that online. So you have to ask every single person that's in your video, hey, do you mind that I'm shooting here? And do you mind that I'm going to upload this to YouTube? Else Alex will have a fucking hard time blurring everyone's faces. So I try to shoot and be cognizant of that. So that when I shoot, it's not constant, like there's not too many people around so that Alex isn't stuck having to blur like 100 faces in the background. So I can't really film myself going to the mall, even though I fucking hate the mall. There's a Starbucks in there, which was pretty cool. But apart from that, the mall sucks. I probably won't film myself going to the mall because I probably won't be going to the fucking mall. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, and I'll say to anyone that wants to come down, if you want to come down, it is well worth it. South Africa is it's an incredible country to visit, not necessarily to stay, but to visit. There's so much to do, and a lot of it doesn't cost shit. Cape Town was just voted the 6th most affordable city to live in the world. And especially if you're earning in dollars, like if you work from home. Let me ask you this. I'm assuming that most of you that's on the stream, if you're working from home, if you earn, let's say, more than $2,500 a month, you'd live like a king in Cape Town. You'll live like a king. So it's really an easy fucking choice if you think about it. You're going to be paid in dollars. Your dollars are going to go a long fucking way. It's pretty cool, I think. Cesius, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like everyone told me life is so much more expensive in Cape Town. I don't see it. Like, what exactly is it that's more expensive? $200,000 a month? No. $2,000. Like, if you just earn like $2,500, right? Or even $2,000 a month, you'd live a very comfortable life in South Africa. See, I mean, I came from Polokwane. and Pretoria. And I don't find Cape Town more expensive at all. Discriminated against in Cape Town for being white? Sorry for the ignorant question. Remsky, no. No. I think the majority... So the major population in Cape Town is colored, right? Or as people in the rest of the world would say, mixed race, or biracial. South Africa, we just call them coloreds. And then I think the second biggest population is white. So no, I've not experienced any discrimination. In fact, people are incredibly friendly. Like, incredibly friendly. I was warned by everyone saying, oh my God, it's so cliquey. The Cape Townians are cunts. You don't like them. Don't even talk to them. They don't like people. Everyone's friendly, dude. You go to any, you literally walk past anyone and they go, hello, 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 hello. Everyone's just fucking greeting everyone. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck's this? In fact, I would say people are too friendly for my taste. I prefer people being a little less friendly. Like, I don't want to greet everyone the whole time. So it's been almost a little too friendly for me. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I won't visit Cape Town because I'm afraid of flight, and the flight is like 12 hours from Frankfurt, Germany to Cape Town. You know, I can see that. I can see why that would be a problem. I'm not afraid of flying, but I definitely dislike flying. Flying is incredibly fucking boring. There's nothing to do on a plane. I don't like flying because it's too long and it's boring. Magendo, for 3,200, you would live very comfortably here. Very, very comfortably. You don't have to greet everyone, to be honest. I wonder if people think you're still a tourist. She says, I don't think so. I don't think they think I'm a tourist, but people greet me the whole fucking time. One thing I do have to get used to is walking into stores and going, hey, how you doing? And the person on the other side goes, hoe gaan het? Everyone's Afrikaans here. Like, everyone is Afrikaans here. And I'm so used to speaking to people in English, because in Pretoria, you speak Afrikaans. 90% of people don't understand a word you're saying. But you go to any shop in Cape Town, and everyone's just like, Afrikaans. That's taken a bit to get used to. When it's appropriate to start making fun of your face, burn Echo? No, the red U isn't face burn. The red U is the camera that I don't know why it's so red. I don't know how to sort it out. Plans on redecorating the room? Rahimski, yes, I do. The room will get decorated when I'm settled in. No, Novak, I'm not burnt at all. The camera just has this weird red glow to it at the minute. And I've tried everything. For some reason, it doesn't want to get fixed. So I'm just going to buy a new camera. I've had enough of this. I'm over this bullshit. Be a Void Lord focus raid patch soon or next pack, do you think? Very, how you doing, bro? Okay, so... The Void aspect of World of Warcraft is a difficult one to cover. Because it all depends on Steve Denuser, right? So the thing is, Steve Denuser said, hey, we're finishing the story. This is the end of the first book of World of Warcraft. The question then becomes, well, okay, how many of the things that was in the first book is now done? I think Steve Denuser could very easily make the case that, nah, it's all done, right? The Void is done. The struggles with the light is done. We're closing the chapter on all of that. I don't necessarily think that's what they will do, just to be clear, because there's a lot of the Void that have not been told yet. Obviously, the Void is still going to be a threat on Azeroth, even though there are no new old gods, or no old gods left on Azeroth, technically speaking, depending, of course, whether or not we've killed the old gods, or whether we've just sort of let them go to sleep. And also it depends on how cosmic Steve Denuser and World of Warcraft wants to become. I don't necessarily know how cosmic they want to be. According to interviews that I've seen just before we left, I covered a few interviews with Steve Denuser, Ian Azikostas, and both of them, when asked, hey, do you think that it was a good idea to focus on sort of, this cosmic level threat that the players seem to not be interested in? Both of them said, no, we think it's fine. We think there's a place for cosmic level thinking, and then also a place for more individual, smaller Azeroth stories. And I don't necessarily disagree with their stance. I just think it's the way that Blizzard executes those stories that becomes the problem. For example, if Azeroth was far more involved in the Shadowlands storyline, I don't think Shadowlands would have been such a big failure, right? If there was a reason for players to fight and they were constantly reminded of why we fight, I don't necessarily think that players would have rejected Shadowlands en masse. I think players would have actually been like, yeah, let's fight. We're on Azeroth. We're saving Azeroth. Why not? As to your specific question, Viral, is there going to be any Old God stuff? Not in the foreseeable future. For example, I can't see next expansion bringing any real Void stuff to it since last expansion. BFA dealt very much with the Void. And Blizzard very rarely will do like a by-expansion story. They've never done it before. If you think about it, TBC dealt with the Burning Legion, and it wasn't until Legion that we finally redealt with the Burning Legion. Wrath of the Lich King dealt with death, and it's not until Shadowlands that we're finally dealing with Wrath of the Lich King, right? So I think there's going to be a number of expansions before we get to see the Old Gods and the Void come back again. That said, though, will they come back to Azeroth? And this is where we sort of get into speculation territory. Probably not, because without the Old Gods on Azeroth, how exactly do the Old Gods come back to Azeroth? I think if we're going to go to Azeroth again, or if we're going to go to the Void again, it's most likely going to be us taking the fight to the Void Realms. Much like an expansion like Shadowlands was, right? Us taking the fight to death. It's sort of... There's a lot that bothers me about the storytelling in World of Warcraft that I'll be honest about. I think it feels like Steve Denuser really has this epic idea for a tale. The problem is the arrogance with which they tell it, right? Blizzard seem to believe that no matter how they tell the story, it will always be a good story. And that's not how it works. So it bothers me when I think about allowing someone like Steve Denuser to tell the story of the Void. Because for those of you that don't know, I made my name coming up with the Void, right? My channel started in Legion. And the Void Whispers in Legion, that was really where everything started for us. So the Void has an incredibly large place in my heart that I really don't want Denuser to destroy. So I'd actually be fucking happy if Denuser just kept his paws off the Void. Because I don't believe that Denuser knows how to tell a good story. I don't trust him with anything in the World of Warcraft universe at the moment, because he's not proven anything to me so far. So far, every single thing I read about Steve Denuser just proves more and more that the dude doesn't know what he's doing. He keeps telling stories that make no sense, and then whenever he does have the opportunity to at least start a decent story, he ends it. You know? He just ends the story before it even has a chance to simmer, has a chance to grow. I don't think Steve Denuser understands the idea of plot development. And this is genuinely, I think if I had to boil Steve Denuser's biggest shortcomings down to a specific point, it's plot development and his lack of understanding how that works. Plots are not good plots because they sound good. They're good when you can convince the reader, or the player in this instance, that the plot is real, right? It doesn't matter how good your plot is. You can have an incredible plot. There's movies like this. What's that movie? The girl from Twilight played the lead role. It was sort of like, it was about sort of H.P. Lovecraft, like H.P. Lovecraft monster-esque kind of story. It's literally deep below the ocean, and they discover this incredible fucking Aldrichian monster that's living under the ocean, so to speak, and bringing ships down and driving people absolutely nuts. I can't remember what the movie is called now. Such a good plot, right? Brilliant fucking plot. Fails to execute because the development of the plot is nowhere to be found. The plot doesn't develop it. It doesn't build towards an incredible crescendo in the story. It's just sort of great plot. The story needs work. That's Steve Denuser. Great plots. I mean, based on the Shadowlands story, the plot is great. We were all very excited when we learned that we're going to the Shadowlands, that we're going to see the Eternal Ones, and we're going to see the Realms of Death. All of us were very excited for it. The problem is, as soon as it fucking happened, and as it happened, the vast majority was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know what to believe here. I don't know who to trust. I don't like this place. Because the story, the plot was never developed. Underwater, that's the one. Yes. Thank you, Machindo. Thank you. So do I want Steve Denuser near a Void expansion? Probably not, because I think the dude's going to ruin it. I genuinely believe this might be a horrible thing to say, and I mean no disrespect towards Steve Denuser. I'm sure he's a really fun, really nice guy. I don't think the dude can do his job. I think the dude is incredibly bad at his fucking job. Nick, thanks for the 5 community subs. Did really appreciate that. Can we get some love and chat for Nick and the 5 community subs? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just don't think that Denuser knows how to do the job. I think Denuser would be better, I think, at a different job. Maybe a company like Call of Duty, right? Or maybe a franchise like Call of Duty could work well for Steve Denuser, where plot development doesn't really matter. You just have to come up with a decent plot the players can play through for about 9 hours before they get into the multiplayer, which is why most people buy Call of Duty. I don't think Steve Denuser should ever be in charge of a narrative-driven story game, because I don't think the dude knows how to do that. Yeah. And I don't necessarily, like I said, this is not being disrespectful. This is just me saying I don't think Steve Denuser is educated enough or equipped or talented enough to tell this specific type of story. I think the dude has incredible ideas when it comes to plot lines and how he wants the plot to go. I just don't think he knows how to execute that. Yeah. Create a proper villain? No, he can't. Like you said in another stream some time ago, he doesn't want to play with someone else's toys in his story, but doesn't have the time nor skill to craft his own toys. Brittany, that's exactly my point, right? Yoo-hoo, how you doing, bro? Neo, how you doing? Denuser would be good at writing small indie story quests, which are insulated from anything else other than maybe a section of his own. No, I can actually see that happening too. That's exactly my point, right? The dude seems to have... do you have a fisheye lens in your camera? You look like a music video from the 90s. No, I don't. Nixty, I really don't. This is the same fucking camera that I've had the whole time. I don't know why things are so different. I don't know why things are so different. I'll try and fix it after the stream, I promise. So everyone here has... I think we all have the same idea about Steve Denuser. He can dream up a decent outline for a D&D campaign. but you don't want him being the dungeon master. Does that make sense? You'd want him to draw up the outline, right? So you'd go to him and say, right, I want to run a D&D. Give me a plot. But you definitely don't want him being the dungeon master, because he would suck at that. Those individual story moments, those small little moments that make the world feel alive, Denuser doesn't have that. The dude clearly doesn't know how to write a story that way. And it's sad that he's in charge of it. I hate the fact that people give Christy Golden flack. Because I've learned now from a couple of sources that Christy Golden really doesn't have anything to do with the story of World of Warcraft. She gets told to write stuff and then she writes it. Rubenilla, how you doing? You moved? Yes. We're in a new place, new city, new everywhere. Christy Golden isn't bad at writing either. I mean, Christy Golden isn't my type of writer, but she is a good writer. I don't like her books personally, but that's just because of the kind of books that I like isn't really the kind of books that she writes. Her writing style really clashes with what I want to read, but that doesn't mean that she's a bad writer. She's just different to what I prefer when it comes to writing. Nater, how you doing, bro? Did you hear the new Dotamind voice lines from Bolvar and the Primus? You're going to be shocked. I did read it just before the stream. We're going to go through all of that, I promise, Nater. But thanks for the first time chat, dude. Really appreciate it. So, you see, I'm okay, so my favorite author is Dan Brown, right? And it's not even close, right? Dan Brown is by far my favorite author. And so my problem with Christy Golden is she over-explains things, which is literally the best way I can describe it. She explains too much. When I read her book, she goes into a lot of detail about how things are, you know? Like, I'll give you guys an example that isn't an exact example, but it explains it well enough. Slayer Legend, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. No, I didn't get a tan. The camera is throwing like a fucking red thing on me and I can't fix it. I need to figure out how to fix it. Something's wrong with it. Dan Brown is incredible. He is an incredible fucking writer. And his books are so fucking cool. This is like bubble ideas. Exactly, Nixty. That's exactly it. But okay, let me explain it to you this way. In a Christy Golden book, she'll go, you walk into a cathedral and you see the windows of the cathedral. There is red and blue and yellow, and the light streams through them to create a rainbow effect of purple and black and whatever other colors you can fucking imagine that there is. And then she'll describe the vase that's on the counter in excruciating detail, and I get lost in that detail. As soon as you provide that much detail to me, I no longer want to read. Now I'm just done. I prefer when writers give me sort of, you walk into a cathedral, it's dimly lit, with light flowing through the windows, and now in my own mind, I imagine what this cathedral would look like for me. Right? Considering I've seen cathedrals before, I know that the windows are sort of different colors. I can imagine it as it should be. I don't like when the author tells me how it should be. I prefer when I see what I want to see. Just tell me that I'm in a cathedral and that light is streaming in through the windows, but it's still dimly lit. I'll make up my own story as we go. So that's sort of why I say I'm not a big fan of Christy Golden, but it's nothing to do with her quality of writing. She's obviously a brilliant writer. She's just not my type of writer. I've never been a big fan of her books. I love the stories in her books. Like when she writes about World of Warcraft, I love those stories because it's WoW stories. But I would prefer if someone else wrote the fucking story, if that makes sense. Are they saying Zuval never knew defeat because even though he was defeated with domination magic, he takes it up and masters it, eventually freeing himself? So it was not a defeat. Dogvaz, I'm not entirely sure what they're saying at this point about Zuval. I don't think anyone really knows what the fuck they're saying about Zuval. Evil Tweet, how you doing? Lassia's Babby, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. 13 months in a row. Thank you. Zuksha, how you doing? A good save move. Oh yeah, it's been brilliant. Steve said, I want exactly the same, but everything different. Who wrote the Chronicles? Chronicles was written by Metzen, Denuser, and someone else. I can't remember. Was it Copeland? I can't remember. Holy years. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. I think it was... Oh, we'll have to check. Hold up. Chronicles. I think the Newser had a hand in it. I think so. Might be wrong. Trying to see now where the fuck are the authors here. Don't tell me follow the author and then Blizzard Entertainment is the fucking author. Blizzard Entertainment is not the author. Wow. It literally just says by Blizzard Entertainment, author, creator. That's it. That's all it says here. I know Maitson had a massive hand in it. That I know for a fact. Maitson had a big hand in the writing of the Chronicles. As Mole Manager after Zuval is defeated. Do they need a Mole Manager? That's the question. So, I'd say that's a very good question, but also not necessarily an obvious question, right? What happens now that Zuval has been defeated, or probably will be defeated? For those of you that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Hold up, wait. Holiers, this is your first time subbing to someone on Twitch. Did we just take your virginity? Is that what you're telling me? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Another one has fallen prey. Another one has fallen prey. Can we welcome Holiers to the end of the beginning? Dude, I really appreciate the fucking sub. Thank you, bro. It's a trap. Yeah, once you're in, you never get out. But okay, so very good question, yeah? But also not necessarily a question we can answer. What happens now that Zuval have been defeated? And for those of you that don't quite know what I'm talking about, there's this line, which of course pisses me off to no end, but there is this line that says, "The jailer, he who tormented so many, who long ago set in motion the plague of undeath on our world, has finally been destroyed." So sort of guaranteed now, confirmation that the jailer is no more. What happens to the Maw now? Well, the question, I think, of to get to what Chad asked me, the first part of that question is, do we need another jailer? Is there a need for a jailer in the Shadowlands? Now, the first piece of evidence that we could look at is the words to the living on the top of Icecrown Citadel. There must always be a Lich King, right? Without a Lich King, the Scourge would run rampant. Now, we know now that the Lich King wasn't really the Lich King, but simply an extension of Zuval. Nator, thanks for the follow, dude. Really appreciate that. So we could extend that, right, to Zuval. We could say that there must always be a jailer of the damned. My question would be why? Considering the fact that the Maw is an inescapable hellhole, and that the vast majority of beings within the mall, simply rose up because Zuval told them to, because Zuval dominated them to rise up. Also, and perhaps this is the biggest reason, it does not appear as if the Arbiter really sends that many souls to the mall, especially now with the new Shadowlands. The new and improved Shadowlands where mortals are sort of more taken into account, and we've changed the way the Shadowlands functions. One could very well argue that Pelagos, being the new Arbiter, isn't going to send any souls into the mall anymore. And that souls will actually be given the opportunity, regardless of what they had done, to repent and to change their ways. One could absolutely see that happening. So I don't necessarily think a new jailer has to be appointed. I think it's far more telling to me, and something that's far more important to me, is the thinking of Steve Denuser in telling this story. Now, if you guys remember, if you cast your minds back to a conversation we had about two and a half weeks ago, when I told you that there is a way for Steve Denuser to salvage the Shadowlands as it is, make it so that it's not a complete and utter loss. The way in which they would do that, in my opinion, is by using the Shadowlands as sort of the foundation for a whole new story. So while, yes, the Shadowlands is sort of an ending to historical stories, it's also a new foundation from which we move forward. And I said there, the jailer right now doesn't make much sense, which sort of makes him a really bad villain. But imagine if in 5, 6, 7 expansions from now, we sort of dealt with the jailer consistently, right? He would consistently throw his minions at us, and he would consistently be part of plots that sort of made life difficult for us. And through that, we consistently learned a little bit more and more about it, right? One-time subs or the Twitch? Gentlemen, I don't think I can disable that. I don't think that's a setting that I could ever disable. It may be Twitch that decided, fuck it, everyone must sub forever. Gentlemen, I do think you can actually, you can do it yourself still. Just to clarify, you could sub, right? And then right after you've subbed, cancel your sub. And as long as you don't ask for a refund, you'll most likely get, I'll still get the money for the month, but you'll have to do that every month, right? So you sub and then you unsub immediately afterwards, just to make sure that it's not just continuously fucking going. That's sort of the only thing I can say. I don't think I have the option of turning that shit on or off. That would be a Twitch thing. Where was I? What were we talking about? Oh, I remember now. Fuck it, I remember now. Okay, so when you look at the story of Zuval, if Blizzard actually spent time developing him now, can you imagine what Zuval would have been like in, say, 4 or 5 expansions from now? Then Shadowlands makes sense. The reason we don't understand much about the Shadowlands is because their story has only just begun. Their story is yet to come to completion, or even really start. Clearly, that's not what Steve Denuser has in mind, and this is exactly why I said in the previous discussion, Steve Denuser doesn't know how to write good narrative. Because if he did, this would not fucking happen at the end of Shadowlands. You're taking a villain that no one gives a fuck about, right? Or I should say very few people give a fuck about. And you're asking us to be happy that he's dead. Chat, how many of you think about the end of Zuval and get actually happy? And not because it's finally over and we'll get a better expansion, but happy because you genuinely wanted to defeat him because he was genuinely a bad guy. How many people in chat buy into that narrative? Nick, that's exactly it. That is perfect. Right there, that is fucking perfect. He knows where he wants to go. He just doesn't know how to get there. See, most people in chat is exactly where I am. I don't know why I'm fighting this guy. Betelgeuse, thank you much for the follow. Really appreciate that. I don't know why I'm fighting him. I don't know why I'm defeating him. If you gave it time, I may have, right? And I may have actually come to loathe him as a character. But right now, I'm not really that bothered. I hardly know the guy, can't have much of an opinion. That's the problem, right? I'm finding it hard. So genuinely speaking, CDJ, thanks for the gifted sub. Did really appreciate that. 26 subs in the channel. Thank you. That's the problem. I don't know anything about anyone in the Shadowlands. Like, I look at all of the Shadowlands characters and I'm like, cool. I don't know jack shit about you. I don't know if you should matter to me. Did you do something? Didn't you do something? What exactly did you do? I don't seem to think I care because I don't know why I should care. The only character I would say that was written brilliantly would be Denathrius. Denathrius was written perfectly well. Because the Ravendwraith story dealt with Denathrius. We got to see how Denathrius turned into the villain. Right? We got to see it firsthand. Going from actually helping Denathrius to seeing him turn. We got to see that. So Denathrius was the only cool villain in this entire story. Everything else was just sort of, yeah, alright. I guess. It's loot. Right? I don't get why else I care, but it's loot at least. You know, which isn't really, I think, how a story should be told. I have more reasons to want to kill Thrall than Zval, to be honest. Well, you don't have to kill Thrall. He doesn't do shit anyways. So why bother? The Shadowlands, as I've said before, is by far one of the worst written expansions in the history of World of Warcraft. I would say that Battle for Azeroth was written better. The Shadowlands was just written piss poorly. Because throughout the entire leveling process, the only zone that actually did the job of introducing its Eternal One was Ravendwraith. All of the other zones barely touched on their Eternal Ones. Going throughout the entirety of Maldraxxus, all you ever hear is that no one have seen the Primus for fucking very long. You know nothing else about him. You're not taught anything else about him. The Winter Queen you see right at the end, twice. And one of the times you see her is sort of at the beginning, but then she doesn't even pay attention to you, right? She completely fucking dead stares you. So that ghosting didn't help much. Carestia the Firstborn, again, you get introduced to her right at the end of the Bastion storyline, and not much else is fucking known about her. Dranaman, thanks for the tier 1 sub, dude, really appreciate that. 4 months in a row. Thank you, brother. So at the end of the day, the reason why people are on board with the story in Shadowlands is because Blizzard didn't get people on board. I mean, I'm bored talking about this because I've said this a million times. Blizzard never stopped to let us on the bus. They just drove off. Like, we were still sightseeing and the bus was gone. So the rest of us, we're all just sort of standing here, seeing the bus do things and going, wow, that must be a brilliant ride. I wish I was on it. That as far as I'm concerned is literally how this shit is going in Shadowlands. Boss man, I hope the move went smoothly and you're happy in the new place. Thank you very much. I am very happy in the new place. It is gorgeous here. Andy, how you doing, bro? Andy, I don't know. I don't know when I'm, like, for now, we're just starting whenever I'm bored. Hey, thanks for starting the Skamar strain, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate that. The Insane God, thanks for the Prime sub. Did really appreciate that. 7 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad you're back. Hope you're enjoying Cape Town. The lore is trivial in WoW now. Shadowlands made us feel nothing for the story because it quite literally happened while we weren't looking. Sad times. Yep. That's it, right? And that's actually a better way of putting it than when I put it. That's literally it. The story happened when we weren't looking. And there are ways in which you can do storytelling like that, but you have to be very careful because that's the easiest way of losing your audience, is letting the story happen when no one's looking. Magendo, true. There is always the opportunity that the Danuser is just trying to get away from the story as quickly as possible, right? Like, the reason they're killing off Zufal is the Danuser just going, you know what? Clearly this didn't work. Let's fucking kill him now. Let's not have this dude around for much longer. Let's just finish him off. Ramsky, I would say, at least with the girl in high school that is still hot, there's a use, right? You could still date her and at least say, I've got a hot girlfriend. She's stupid as fuck, but she's hot, right? With the Shadowlands, you can't really say that. So I wouldn't even say that she's the hot girl with nothing between the ears. I don't think Shadowlands would qualify as that. I think that is an insult to hot girls, well, hot, stupid girls everywhere, to sort of compare them to the Shadowlands. Because I think the Shadowlands it's that girl that doesn't really have anything going on for her, and also you don't want to date, right? That would be, I think, more apt for the Shadowlands. Because at least with a hot girl, you know, everyone else is going, like, not everyone else knows how stupid she is, right? And so when people see you walking in the street holding her hand, some people are going, oh my God, look at that girl. That guy's so lucky. It's just you that walk around thinking, yes, she's hot, but she is fucking stupid. Right? Is the Joey Bluehead girl that's always angry? Kinda. Is it confirmed that Jailer is killed? Holy Years? Yeah. This is a data mine voice line. Well, at least according to this data mine voice line, right? It seems to confirm that the Jailer has been destroyed. Not just defeated, destroyed. Like fucking no more. Zero zilch gone for fucking ever, right? I mean, it's the wording itself suggests that Blizzard just wanted to get done with it as quickly as possible. Okay, Pringles, very good question. What do I think will happen if this is Blizzard's response to every single expansion that requires a fix? Maybe the expansion isn't hitting as well as it should. I don't see that changing. Blizzard have never changed. They did that with WoD. They did it with Battle for Azeroth. And now they're doing it with Shadowlands, right? I don't think that will ever change. You see, and that to me is everything that is wrong with Blizzard Entertainment. Everything in a nutshell, what is wrong with Blizzard Entertainment. You Monkies, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are far too kind. So, how do you learn? In general, in life, how do you learn? You learn by making mistakes, right? And then having to fix those mistakes. Oftentimes, finding the solution to a mistake is actually the biggest learning curve. Because by finding that solution to said mistake, you learn what not to do, right? You learn how to not repeat that mistake in the future. The problem with World of Warcraft and Blizzard specifically is that as soon as they've made a mistake, as soon as the expansion turns out not as good as they had hoped, they give up. They just sort of throw their hands in the air and go, fuck it, right? Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Whoop, whoop. That's it. That's Blizzard. That's Ian in a nutshell. I think, and I'll go so far as to say, I'm almost 100% certain of this. The success of Final Fantasy XIV is owed in almost all parts to the failure of Final Fantasy 1.0. I believe that in having to fix Final Fantasy 1.0, in having to go through every fucking line in that game, every piece of code, everything that they built, I believe that was their biggest learning curve. That was how Yoshi P and his team realized what never to do again. Because they actually went through it. They actually fixed it. With World of Warcraft, Ian, you see, the problem with fixing things is it takes time, and also it's not very profitable. Because here's how Blizzard fixes World of Warcraft right now, as things stand. They put out a blue post, right? And in the blue post, they say, hey guys, we're working on 9.2. At the end of 9.2, there will likely be an incredible drought. We are talking anywhere from a year to 2 years that there's no new content coming out in World of Warcraft. We apologize ahead of time to everyone that was looking forward to the next expansion, but World of Warcraft have some incredible failures that we need to solve. We need to figure out how to fix these failures. Will the player base be upset? Of course they will. Oh, fucking course they will. There's always going to be people that is incredibly angry about stuff like that. But then you actually sit down and you look at the game line by line and you go, right, what do we fix? How do we fix it? What's wrong? Why is it wrong? No money is coming in. Remember, people are going to unsub within 6 months, 7 months. Your sub numbers are going to drop like a fucking rock. Right? But here's the thing. If you do it well, if you do it really well, you'll win back all of your old players and then some. Because you can say right now, yeah, I'll fucking leave. I'll never play again. You're a liar. You are a liar if you say that. I guarantee you right now, if Blizzard comes out tomorrow and says, right guys, there's going to be a 2-year drought because we're fixing World of Warcraft, the day the next game is fucking announced, you're pre-ordering that shit immediately. If for the only reason, curiosity. You want to know if, can it be done? Is it good now? Everyone will pre-order that game. So it will pay off in the long run. It's not going to pay off in the short term. And Blizzard doesn't think long term. Blizzard only thinks short term. If it can't make money in the short term, it's not worth our time. That's why Blizzard never fixes any expansions whatsoever. They simply give up on them. Because to fix Shadowlands would be far too much work. It's easier to just go, fuck it, next expansion. We'll see what happens next time. Yeah? So Blizzard will never learn from their mistakes. And while 9.2 is doing a lot of the right work, right? It's doing a lot of good things. I'm not going to sit here and pretend for a moment that 9.2 isn't on the right track. It's doing some really cool things, and it seems like Blizzard really is learning. For example, the Cypher of the First Ones has 0 player power tied to it. You don't have to do it if you're a raider. You don't have to touch the Cypher of the First Ones. That's brilliant. That's not bad. Good, right? That's what we wanted. Torghast have been uncoupled from its player power sort of links, and is now something that simply stands on its own. That's good. That's perfect. That's what we want as players. But then it still makes a bunch of mistakes. For example, in its story, as we've already discussed, you cannot tell an epic story based on a story that no one is following. That doesn't work, right? You have to restart, you have to reset, you have to figure out how do I get people to care. And a simple cinematic isn't going to do the trick. Unless it's like a 10-minute long cinematic. It's not going to do the trick. It's not going to teach players why they should care about this story. Blizzard won't do that. So to answer your question, what will happen? World of Warcraft will continue to have hit and misses. World of Warcraft have been famous for their hit and miss expansion launches. You know, one expansion is brilliant, another one sucks. One expansion is brilliant, another one sucks. This is the first time that Blizzard have had 2 sucky expansions in a row. And I imagine we're going to get more of those sucky expansions. I imagine the next expansion will probably be good because Blizzard is really bothered and really worried. But I think the one after that will probably be sort of bad again. And then the one after that will be kind of good again. And then, you know, maybe a couple of bad ones, then a good one. I think it will continue like that. It will continue limping along until it dies. Because that's all it can do. The developers at Blizzard Entertainment, it's not even that they're not talented enough or qualified enough. Talent is only one half of the picture, right? Success isn't only determined by talent. It's also determined by actual work done, right? Just because you're talented at playing tennis doesn't mean you're going to be Roger Federer. You also have to practice. When you have developers that do not practice, they think about it. What is World of Warcraft right now? Ladies and gentlemen in chat, if you had to answer this specific question, what is World of Warcraft? What genre game is it? See, I don't call it an MMORPG. I think it's completely wrong to call it an MMORPG. I think Neo is far closer to correct. I think World of Warcraft right now is far closer to a looter shooter than what it is an MMO. Think about it. What is a looter shooter? A looter shooter is where you do the same activities over and over again for loot, right? You equip the loot, or you sell the loot, or you disenchant the loot, and then you do the same activities over and over and over and over and over again. That's all World of Warcraft is. When you go to max level in World of Warcraft, you either do dungeons for loot, or you do raids for loot, or you do PvP for loot. But at the end of the day, there's very little, if any, MMORPG elements to it. So when you think about the developers that is currently working on World of Warcraft, they can't make an MMO because they've never made an MMO. They are making a looter shooter, and it is failing. Why? Because there's never been a truly successful looter shooter. Warframe is the only one that manages to do it, and it's because they consistently bring out new updates. Destiny is fine, but it's comparatively niche, right? Even Warframe, Forsaken, thanks for the follow, really appreciate that. Even Warframe is a fairly niche game. It's not played by hundreds of millions of fucking players around the world. It's played by some, right? People who like looter shooters. The issue with World of Warcraft is it's a looter shooter that caters to MMO players because it used to be an MMO. And that's where the problem lies. Most looter shooters don't do well. You have to consistently bring out new content. And that's why, by the way, I believe World of Warcraft has finally been exposed. When Blizzard was bringing out new content literally every single 3 months or every 4 months, people didn't notice the holes and the gaps in the game. It wasn't until 9 months went by that players finally realized, hold on, the fuck am I playing here? This isn't the WoW that I got used to. This isn't the WoW that I want to play. What the hell is this? and now it's sort of everywhere, right? I hope that answers the question. I mean, how many people still play Borderlands? Again, I would argue very few. In terms of if you think about the biggest games out there, I don't think looter shooters are that great. Anthem fucking illegal, sure. Anthem is a good example of what happens to most looter shooters, yeah. But I don't know how you're doing. Came in late, but did you talk about where WoW goes from here? Now that it appears they're killing off Evolve for some stupid reason? I have, yes. Well, I've not really talked about where we go from here, because I don't know. But I did sort of touch on what I think the next expansion could not be, at least. But I genuinely don't know what the next expansion would be. I do think the next expansion will likely be... Azerothian, right? Very close to home. Maybe some dragon stuff. You know, no more, no less. Potspoon, how you doing, bro? Nah. I don't know if it's a lot. Like, I have 2 more over here. I think that's a lot. But this is just like half a bottle that I have left. Plus, it's Pepsi Max, no sugar. So, just goodness. And it's better than fucking water. Lily Moonsback, how you doing? Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty at this point could be better than WoW. I've never played Hello Kitty, so I don't fucking know. No, this one tastes amazing. I would say I prefer Pepsi Max to normal Pepsi. Well, personally, I prefer any diet drink to the normal ones. The normal ones are far too sugary, far too sweet. I don't like the incredible sweetness. I prefer this. It just tastes better. Captain Man, the McAvoy, how you doing, bro? Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Diet tastes amazing. What? Pepsi Max tastes better than normal Pepsi. I have coffee here as well, but I think my coffee's finished. I had coffee, I should say, but it's finished now. I want to show you guys something, if I can fucking find it. My friends and I got all the computers when Wrath came out and LAN, base memories of my life, smoking weed and living together in real life. I played with my friends as well, 16 hours a day, easy life. Tastes better than Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is like cherry coke spiked with cough syrup. I've only once tasted Dr. Pepper and it tasted really fucking horrible to me. So I'll never do that again. I want to show you guys what I'm buying. Do you want to see what I'm buying next month? With your money? The new place is amazing. As I was telling people earlier, it's absolutely incredible here. I love everything about this place. Because our Dr. Pepper is imported from Poland. Oh, I still don't really... I didn't like the taste of it. It tastes of cinnamon. If I remember correctly, Dr. Pepper has a cinnamony taste. And that is just fucking wank. You can't have drinks with cinnamon in it. The ocean looks very nice. D-Rocker, how you doing, bro? All right, so let me show you guys what I'm buying next month. Sort of don't have a choice, have to buy it. All right, so next month I'm buying this bad boy. It's the Corsair Elgato Wave XLR. Pepsi has cinnamon? What the fuck are you talking about? It has cinnamon. I don't taste a hint of cinnamon here. But you know, just the normal Dr. Pepper, I think. So I'm buying the Wave XLR Then I got this. Look how cheap this is for a fucking Shure SM7B, bro. That is dirt cheap for a Shure SM7B. It's like half price, like compared to everyone else. It's like half price for everyone else. So, or half the price at least. So, getting this little bad boy, the Shure SM7B, the reason being this room is not sound treated. And to put up sound treatment is just such a fucking headache. It's just going to be easier to buy a mic that doesn't need sound treatment. And then I'm buying this. Then I'm buying the Elgato face cam. I've had it with the GoPro Plus. I'm using my GoPro now for vlogging. So it's actually easier to just buy a webcam and just have the fucking webcam be the thing. Deadman Prop, how you doing, bro? No more tan? Yeah, no more tan. Hopefully no more tan. I'll try and fix the fucking tan anyways later tonight when I'm done streaming. I don't know why it's doing the tan thing. Buy the Corsair monitor while you're at it. What monitor? What? I don't see a Corsair monitor. But I don't think I'll buy it anyways. Just because why would I? I'm on, this is Elgato, so let's do Corsair and see. Let's see if they have the Corsair monitor. I don't know if they'd have it. I do need I need new headphones. Like, these are fine, but I want to buy, like, I want to buy proper wireless headphones. I'm seeing if it's in South Africa. That's why I'm looking. I'm trying to see if it's in South Africa. Because it might not be in South Africa yet. Remember, South Africa is behind the rest of the world almost always. Yeah, it's not here. At least not from what I can see. Gothard, how you doing, brother? Got a pair of Logitech G935 wireless headphones. Really nice. I'll show you now which ones I want. Let me just see this. $800 for a... $800 fucking dollars. That's a lot of money for a screen, bro. You're telling me that because it has the, like, on the back, it sort of has adaptable stuff for the Elgato stuff on it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not paying $800 for a fucking screen. No. No, thank you. I'm not paying that. I recently got the Razer Kraken headset in pink, and it's got great sound quality. No. You guys don't know what's up. You don't know what's up. Let me show you. Let me show you which headphones I want. For very good reason. I want these headphones. I'll show you now. Where the fuck? There we go. So I want these ones. Sadly, this is on special right now, but I don't have the money for it. Well, I could spend this money, but I don't want to. I'll wait for next month. But these are the ones that I want. Yeah, I would never use pink headphones. I wouldn't want people to get the wrong idea. What will break within a year, 10 deeps? Wait, you use earbuds? Potswin, I can't fucking do earbuds. I can't do earbuds. It hurts my ear. It feels so fucking unnatural. I hate it. No, I need headphones like this. So I have these ones. I have these ones. my wireless ones, right? The problem is I fucked up the receiver. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Oh, the fucking camera again. Why? Why would you break the camera? I didn't touch you. Me and this fucking camera. See why I want to get a new fucking camera? Does that make sense to all of you? Why a new camera is what I need right now? Because I am so over this fucking camera breaking the whole time, bro. So over it. Now it doesn't want to go back to working. Mother cunt. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Turn it off. Plug it back in. Turn it on. Now. Doesn't want to work. Why in the fucking why I hate my life so much. And now OBS have crashed. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know if you guys can you still hear me? OBS have crashed. If I click yes, OBS will completely fuck out. Alright, so I'm gonna click yes. Yeah. Then hopefully fix the camera. Give me like a minute. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right fucking back. Yeah? Yeah, I'm restarting the stream now.